Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Coach Rock coming all the way from Freeport, Grand Bahama. How is everybody today? How was your week? How is everything going? I apologize that my picture is not coming up. Right now, I have a Huckamajukup headset. My beautiful, lovely, loving children destroyed the headset I had, and then I don't know what they did to my camera. So we are on the Huckamajukup things this evening, so I'm hoping that everybody can hear me clearly. And welcome, welcome, welcome. I do apologize for the absence of Coach Black this evening. She's under the weather and it's kind of storming, so she's unable to get on this evening. However, I just want us to, just give thanks first of all for just being able to be here because that is so important. And honestly, to everybody out there, I'm, whoever you serve or whoever you worship, give thanks to that Creator for you being here. It's so important. We don't realize how incredibly important it is to remember that, there's something greater than us out there. Also, I'd like to speak to you this evening about just getting something done and being persistent about it and knowing that once you know what you want, it is inevitable that you will receive it as long as you pursue your goals and you stay on track. I'll give you an example of my 7 days that have passed since the last time we spoke. My goal was to basically complete my new project that I was doing and have it to the point where, I needed it to be. And I will tell you guys out there, our faithful viewers, that last week was an up and down hill. However, it was absolutely incredible because as of Saturday, it was completed. And that really did a lot for me because it reminded me of goals. It reminded me of focus. Another thing Coach Black and I had been discussing over the past, I think, weeks or so is how easy it is to get off track. It's so incredibly easy to forget what your goal was because so many things happen. I mean, like I was explaining to a client the other day, I was speaking to them and they were like, well, Ruth Ann, what about this and what about that, Coach Ra? And I said to them that, there's nothing wrong with reevaluation of your goals because sometimes things change. Life happens. Whether we like it or not, life happens. However, it's important to remain focused. If you have a goal and you keep on looking at it, you keep on studying it, keep on speaking it, you're affirming it, you are talking it into existence, you are allowing the reticular activation system. Yeah, guys, you see I got that RAS thing down. Can't make fun of me no more. Can't make fun of me. So I got that down packed. So having that RAS system on your side is absolutely incredible. But there are also times when you need to pause and you need to reevaluate because sometimes things don't seem to be lining up and you're like, okay, something's wrong here. It's fine to go back to the beginning and go back to the steps where we went through the PEG system and finding the problem and dealing with, giving it a number and all that stuff. So sometimes you have to reevaluate things as well. So I don't want people to suddenly, I want this, I want that, and you're focused on it and you keep on going. However, things keep on popping up and hitting you in your face and you're like, okay, am I supposed to be persistent and consistent with this or do I stop? My thing is, I don't ever stop because I always want to evaluate first because I think it's very important to reevaluate where you're at. Why is it not working? Something's happening. Something is changing. What has changed? Let's consult about it. Let me see what's going on. And to really refocus. And sometimes, yes, the goal might change based on the results that you come up with. However, some majority of the times it's just tweaked or fine-tuned, and that's okay too. So I just wanted to share that, last week for me was like I just felt at certain points that, okay, this wall isn't going to get built, or oh, this wall won't be plastered, or oh wow, what do you mean the AC doesn't work, or the AC guy's like, oh, I'm not putting that AC up because it's a used AC. So all of these things played a large role in my whole entire week, and it was like, okay, but I need my AC, you know, and so then I had to go and expense extra funds for a new AC because the AC guy was like, oh, I'm not putting it up, and it was just an adventure. And I will tell you what I learned. And then, of course, dealing with construction guys and the electrical man and everybody having their own time and when they wish to be there and when they don't wish to be there, and they vanish for hours and you're sitting there waiting for them. All of these different things happen. However, I realize that every day is perfect, and every day are gifts wrapped in sandpaper. And if we take on that philosophy that every day is perfect and every day has gifts wrapped in sandpaper, we will know that you know, this is something that is going to get better, that we're not confirmed in being a failure or having issues all the time. So let us start, you know, really looking into that. Every day is perfect. Every day is a pile of gifts wrapped in sandpaper. And I use the word sandpaper because why? Sandpaper sometimes is harsh. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it can cut you. However, think about the different grades of sandpaper. You can start all the way down, I think, to 20, from 20. I've never really worked with 20 because I know that's probably a very harsh grit, but I've worked with 40. But I've also worked all the way up to 220 grit sandpaper, where when I polish a piece of coconut jewelry with the 220, it's absolutely beautiful. Now, if I polish the coconut shell with a 40, I get this very rough, this very rigid, this very dusty, this very dark, sometimes even lines. You know, you get a lot of coarseness in the product. But then as you move up and then you start using that 220, when you use that 220 sandpaper, man, it's like, this is a beautiful piece of art. It's absolutely incredible. It's so smooth. It's thin. It's soft. It doesn't even feel like a coconut anymore. Okay? So let's look at our life as gifts wrapped in sandpaper. And if we start really seeing that, we'll say, okay, you know, yeah, on the outside it might be a little harsh, and yeah, it might not be the way I want it to be, and yes, and you know, all these different things. But as I go through it, as I start polishing down, I'm going to end up with that 220. I'm going to end up with that smooth, beautiful, phenomenally fantastic, shiny, soft, this magnificent jewel that was hidden under the 40 grit, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So let's take every day and make every day a perfect day, which it is, and unravel the gifts that are wrapped in sandpaper. You know, because sometimes you just look at the day and you're like, wow. Last week, I know I was speaking to the lady where I'm the building manager, and she was like, oh, well, you know, Miss Lightburn, we have to run the wires for the shop and this and that, but oh, the rain keep coming down. And you know, I was hesitant. I started to breathe deep. I said, you know what, just let it go. And I really had to just breathe in and just let it go completely and don't worry about it at all. So I say this all to say, guys, every day is a lesson. And then, what was it? I think Saturday, she just came and she did it. And it was done. And, you know, now only thing has to be done is the breakers, which is absolutely incredible. So I might be able to get my power on very soon. So these are all steps. But what is the gift in it? Well, I probably don't have to pay my rent until she does all of that. So that was a gift. It was wrapped in sandpaper. It was a little harsh. It was really upsetting. It really bothered me. But in the long run, it was a 220. Initially, it looked like a 40 grit, maybe even a 20 grit, maybe even a 1 grit. That's how gritty it was. But, you know, in the long run, it became this 220 sheet of sandpaper. Another thing I would, you know, really love to share with everybody is that I sat in my place and I know what my vision was. I already, like I told y'all, I have my vision board up. I have my individual vision pictures up. I know what I needed to happen in this location, and I sat there and I said, okay, I allocated this money for that, allocated that money for this. I had forgotten to allocate the money for the sheetrock. So I said to God, and I put my hands up and I said, you know my heart, you know my mind, you know where I wish to be with this, you know what I'm planning on doing. Now I got to go find the sheetrock. And guys, my friends, my families out there, the persons, our listeners, our viewers, as I said that, no more than 10 minutes had passed when the building manager came, and she's like, oh, Ruth Ann, by the way, do you need any sheetrock? And I was like, what? And literally, she gave me like 6 to 7 sheets of sheetrock, which actually was enough to do what I needed to do. I only had to purchase 1 sheet. I thought that was absolutely incredible. It was a confirmation of what I was doing. It was a confirmation of where I needed to be. It was a confirmation that, I'm on the right path. And that's another thing we need to remember. God confirms us in and when we're doing what we're meant to be doing. He makes sure never to forsake us to the point that we doubt what we're doing, or he never allows us to doubt him. At least this is my understanding and my belief, and I don't want to throw my beliefs on anybody, on any of our viewers, but I feel that he never allows you to doubt his strength, his power, what he's capable of doing. So he actually will confirm you and say, yes, this is good. This is where you're supposed to be. This is what you're supposed to be doing, by sending these gifts wrapped in sandpaper. He's not always going to just throw it at us and make us to understand everything so easily, because then how would we learn? How would we grow? How would we develop ourselves if everything was just laid out, like a dinner setting? You know where the fork is, you know where the knife is, you know where the spoon is, you got the placemat sitting there, you have your cup or your glass, and you know all of these different things, but it's amazing how he will always confirm you. And so, this evening, I'm sorry Coach Black isn't on, so I'm just probably, to everybody, I'm just probably rambling, just going on and on. But I know somebody's out there listening. I know there's some of you that listen to us every week. I just want to encourage you. I want to encourage you this week. I want you to remember, get those goals written down. We love hearing from you. If you need our assistance, we are here to help. We have also a new package that's coming out where you can actually get some coaching done from us for a reasonable price. It's a membership price. I don't remember the price, so I don't want to give it out and then be the wrong price. But you can definitely contact either Coach Black or myself, Coach Ra. And remember our websites. Our websites are FredericaBlackCoaching.com. That's www.FredericaBlackCoaching.com. And then also you have my website is http coachmeruthann.com. Sorry, http http:// coachmeruthann.com. You know how I go, guys. I'm sometimes a little out there. But I just want to make sure to encourage everybody. Tonight's show is going to be a little short. Coaching session will be a little short since I don't have Coach Black to balance me. But definitely I want everybody to really just review your goals. Make sure that you're on track. Make sure that you're not sidetracked by people around you. Also, it was a phenomenal, something that I listened to on a show on Sunday, and it was Joel Osteen, and he was just basically saying how important it is to use the delete button and not to allow negative energy into your space. And I just want to encourage each and every one of you out there listening, when someone comes to basically put you down, has nothing good to say, has nothing positive to say, just press delete. Honestly, just press delete. Sometimes you're unable to get those persons out of your airspace or maybe out of your space, but delete, ignore, do not allow that to enter into your zone, because it's so important just to keep positive energy, positive affirmations, positive thoughts within your sphere. Because I've always told many of the people that I have been team leaders for, and they can vouch for this one. I always tell them, a gallon of milk is spoiled by a droplet of poison. not by a gallon of poison, not by a cup of poison, but by a droplet. So we need to remember that sometimes when persons make us feel bad about ourselves, or, you know, put us down, ridicule us in the wrong way, have negative things to say, we think that, oh, I just shake that off. But it's like a droplet of poison into your sphere. And you don't need that. You don't need that anywhere near you. You don't need it next to your, or near your reticular activation system. You don't need it in near to even permeate or melt into your subconscious. You don't need it to be anywhere near what you're thinking, you know. So delete them from your zone, you know, and just move away. And just start affirming yourself. Start talking to yourself again. Start stating what you require, what you need, where you see yourself. Always remember, do not talk about where you're at. If we look at our limitations, we will never move forward. We need to look at where we wish to go, where we wish to be. Where do we see ourselves in 5 months? Where do we see ourselves, and maybe that's too far for somebody. Where do we see ourselves in a month? How can I improve myself in a month? Speak that. Speak, confirm yourself in that. Where do you see yourself in 2 months? Where do you see yourself in 3 months? Stay focused. Stay focused. Keep speaking to yourself about where you wish to be. I would like to see myself doing such and such. What are you giving up in order to get such and such? Remember, you gotta give to receive. And I know sometimes y'all probably think we're just repeating ourselves over and over again. It's because the reticular activation system needs to hear it. You need to hear it. You need to know that these are the steps that are going to take you to the next level. You know, it's so easy to get depressed. It's so easy to get down and out. It's so easy to not go to the next level. It's easy. It's simple. It's simple to not see yourself moving up. It's easy to see yourself going, not being able to accomplish or develop yourself to the level you wish to be at. It's easy. You know, it does take more time. Yes, it does take more effort. Yes, it does take more focus for you to go to another level. It does. Think about it. If you were a plane and you didn't put any effort into getting off the ground, you'd be taxiing around the runway all day, all night. I mean, literally just taxiing away, because it takes momentum. It takes that energy. It takes everything to just move, to get to the next level, to get up off the ground. You know, I remember last week I would come home and I would literally just fall asleep. I had something to do on Saturday, for an example, and all I knew is that 4 o'clock I came home. I had been up from 3 o'clock. I'm so excited about what's about to happen because I can see everything just exploding. I'm just super ecstatic. And I'm not able to sleep after 3 o'clock. I'm like up and I'm like sitting here thinking, okay, what can I do? Or, you know, but last week I'd come home and I would just lay out over the bed. I would take a cold or hot shower and that would be me until 3 o'clock again the next morning. Because I'm putting everything, all of my energy for the success of what I know I will accomplish. And doors are just opening, so I know it's blessed by God. You know, or blessed by the Creator that you believe in. So, guys, focus, focus, focus. Revisit the goals. I'm saying it again. Revisit your goals. Once you revisit them, make sure that they, you know, are in line of wherever you're planning on going. What do we need to do next? Start speaking them. Remember, in order to receive, you must give. What are you doing in order to receive? What effort are you putting in? What is your part in giving? What are you giving to receive? Then what do we have to do? Affirm it. We need to speak it. We need the reticular activation system to hear it. It needs to know that this is what you want. It needs to be guiding everything to that goal. And remember, the only way it knows is if you say it out loud. You cannot just write it down and leave it. Yes, you can post it like how I have it in my home, but you can also sit there and read it. mindset, transformation, striving and working daily in developing and unveiling the true me and unearthing my true calling and God-given talents. That's one of my goals. I want to constantly be transforming. I don't want to change because like I always feel that when you change, you can go back. But transformation is done. It's like a butterfly and a caterpillar. The butterfly never goes back to caterpillar status. So once I step forward, I don't want to keep going back. I want to step forward, and then I want to step forward, then I want to step forward. You know? So let's transform together. And please remember, Coach Black and myself are here to assist. We also have some small seminars going on and workshops online. So no matter where you're located, because we have people that join us from all around the world, and then sometimes people are not able to even come on at 7, but they watch us on YouTube. They contact us on Facebook. So please share the link. We're here to serve. We want to get people to the next level. We want to see the mindsets of humankind just change to know that you have the capacity to want more. You have the capacity to be great. You have the capacity to be phenomenally awesome. You can be whatever you wish to be. You can be whatever you wish to desire. Remember, when you desire something and you've spoken it and you believe that this is something you want, a desire has already, you're able to accomplish it. God does not give you desires that you cannot accomplish. You know, so when I say I'm going to be a millionaire, it's because I will be. There's no doubt. Now, what am I going to do to get there? What is my path? What am I going to take? However, God does not allow me to desire something I'm unable to accomplish. So guys, those desires that are deep within you that you're like, oh, I want to do this, and oh, I want to do that. Oh, I never can do that. Oh, I won't be able to. Yes, you can do it. Because if you desire it, it means you are capable of doing it. Isn't it phenomenal that He doesn't allow you to desire something that you can't accomplish? You know, that is totally incredible. So anything that you desire is a confirmed accomplishment. You can do it. Not you can't do it. You can do it. You know the Waterboy movie? You can do it. Well, you can do it. And so if you don't believe you have a cheering squad, know that tonight you can do it. You can do it. You have a cheering squad on this side of the earth. Wherever you are located, I'm located in Freeport, Bahamas, and I'm cheering you on because I know you can do it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to cut it short tonight, but thank you so much for coming on and watching, and we'll be here again next week, and hopefully I'll have my cameras and everything working for that, and we probably will have a special guest, and that will be absolutely incredible. I'm not going to call any names yet. I just want to surprise all with who might be on. So thank you once again for joining us at Mindset Reset Master Power Series TV, and we look forward to serving you. And remember, it is www.fredericablackcoaching.com or http://coachbruthan.com. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching.